What's up, people? I want to go through and show you a little something that may help you out if you like to drone race, and it'll help you prep up for races, especially if your clubs, post tracks they put on Velocidrone, so a sim, and it really helps out. I had a friend give me a good deal on this little ROG Ally, and I like this thing. It's fast. I got a laptop that wouldn't hardly run the simulator or Velocidrone. Didn't have good internet, and I finally got fibers at the house as well, and also got my little Bluetooth keyboard there. I put that ROG Ally in the Warrky Steam Dock, and this thing's pretty awesome. Once you get it on the dock, you can plug in your controller, hook up your goggles, put it on, and it's just like you at the race. I mean, and we'll discuss that a little bit more in just a minute.
Wow.
That is some irritating noise, I know, but if you're used to it, it sounds good. But this is a simulator running on Velocidrone, and it's a track loaded up by Jack's RC. That's a little club I race at. It's only like too close enough that I can hit every so often. But this track was pretty tight, awesome, a lot of flips, but you can see in just a moment. So some of these clubs, if they set it up right, and Jack's is pretty good at doing it, and I know they put a lot of time in that and creating the tracks and loading them up to Velocidrone, uploading them, and so we can get some good practice in before a race. They always get it up in time, a couple of weeks before the race or something of that nature, and it helps out a lot, especially when you're like me and getting older and forget and can't remember the tracks. It just helps out. And when they set them up correct, I mean, you're real time flying. If you stick with it and run it just like you do on the simulator, the times are real close. So keep that in mind. But we're going to show some real footage now from the track that they uploaded that we raced in real time. So here it comes.
Go.
As you can tell, I load up a lot of my races even when I don't do well, and that's just so I can watch them and figure out my problems. I know what most of my problems are. It's sometimes it gets to be a little nerves on you when you're racing and you're going against other people, or when you're up in the air, you don't want to destroy your little couple of $100 drone. Sometimes these things can hit up 300 pretty quick, but I've got so many of them it doesn't matter, so I shouldn't worry about it. Just go ahead and nail them down. But you worry about getting out, you're swinging out too tight, or not swinging in tight enough, I mean, and just swinging out wide and stuff like that. You'll see several times in a lot of my past videos as well. I've got better, but you see that little wide swing out there. So the simulator helps you get ready for these races for real. I didn't know how much of a difference it'd make, but really helps with the muscle memory and the skills of flying the tracks and learning new things like power loops or stuff. If you hadn't done that, dive gates. I don't get to fly dive gates a lot, so sim helps out with that. And the timing, I mean, you can tell I'm running pretty close to what I was in the game, but just not as fast because I didn't have enough confidence and I could sit there and just repetitive do it. But it does help. I'm not flipping the loops on these gates right here like I need to. What they call, and I forgot what they call it, but it's kind of like a split S, flipping over and all that. But as you get in there in the simulators and you're learning and young and you got those fast reflexes and muscle memory good, you can get up and just excel just from a simulator on a track. So that's something to think about, and just make sure you get one going and good laptop, and it'll help improve your game on your drone racing. But I was pretty satisfied with the way I flew this day. I can tell a big improvement when I practice, but I never have time to practice, so not a lot of only drone racer I know in this town, so I don't get to hang out with no friends or nothing and practice. And it's just, I'll jump on a simulator a week before a race or something and run through it a couple of times, test a drone out in the yard or something after I build them or work on them, and just never in a lot of time. But I do enjoy it, and it keeps my mind off things, and that's just one thing I run through as one of my hobbies that gets you away from real life and stressful times. And I truly believe you need to do that every so often, whether it's fishing, hunting, a hobby. It's something to keep your mind off the stuff you can't control. But was happy with this run.